and welcome once again to the Dr. Zeero Free Magic Secret Show, where we investigate all forms of magic. And today, we're going to be dialing it back a little bit, and we're going to get back to some classic witchy stuff. So we're going to go back to incenses and essences, or olfactory essences. And this is all about planetary incense and how to use it, and a bunch of different incense bouquets you can make to bring forth all sorts of ritualistic meditative states. It's going to be a good one. And I'm going to be mindful of talking a bit slower in this. So this is actually going to be information from a book that I ran across once, I picked up immediately, and never saw again anywhere else. So I think there's only one edition out. And if you can find it somewhere on eBay, please pick it up. I don't know what the print run was on this original book. I don't know why it's out of print, but it's a detailed expression of not only how to make perfume from scratch, but it teaches the entire theory of alchemy, and it also gets into the tree of life and every single path and sephirot and the different incenses that are associated with it throughout all the lore of all time. And it's a marvel of a book. This book is called The Magical and Ritual Use of Perfumes by Richard Allen Miller and Iona Miller, I-O-N-A. And I'm going to be reading from chapter 7, which is called Planetary Perfumes and Their God Forms. So this starts just with a quick quote from Eliphas Levi from Transcendental Magic, which has relevance. So, ceremonies, vestments, perfumes, characters, and figures being, as we have stated, necessary to apply imagination to the education of the will, the success of magical work depends upon the faithful observation of all the rites, which are in no sense fantastic or arbitrary. They have been transmitted to us by antiquity and obtained permanently by the essential laws of analogical realization and of the correspondence which interbinds ideas and forms. So, astrological attributions of scent are of three types. 1. Scents that correspond to the four elements. 2. Fragrances that correspond to the planets. And 3. Scents that share harmonies with the signs of the zodiac. We have already seen how some scents relate to planets and signs in the zodiac through the Kabbalah, but there are many others besides the primary ones. There are also many ways to use them, ranging from very simple to highly complex. The simplest daily ritual requires standing before a full-length mirror and contemplating the fullness of your being. Anoint yourself with your ritual oil, take 3 deep breaths, breathe in, I am, breathe out, at ease, then close your eyes. In your mind's eye, picture yourself as you would like to be, your master self. See the colors and shapes. Hear the sounds, and feel the feelings of that higher you as you inhale your fragrance of choice. Spend several minutes imagining your face, your gestures, your actions, and your interrelationships with others. Finally, after this affirmation of your highest ideal, open your eyes and start your day. The four elements. The simplest division of the signs of the zodiac is into the 4 elements of fire, water, air, and earth. Each sign is assigned as follows. Fire, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Water, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Air, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Earth, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. This division reflects the division of the circle as a symbol of wholeness into 4 quadrants. The fourfold division is an expression of the potential characteristics of balance, solidity, and regularity. Western civilization generally distinguishes 4 seasons, 4 directions, and 4 quarters of the heavens. Ritually, the sacred aspect of this quadrature is enacted in the banishing ritual and other models for the recreation of the universe. Ritually placing oneself in a quadrated circle is equivalent to orienting yourself at the sacred center of the universe. In effect, you make yourself the center of the universe, your own universe, at least. Since this quaternary system of orientation is so basic, it is not surprising that the early Greek philosophers came to the conclusion that all things are made through the combination of these four fundamental materials. Historically, as the views on matter become more refined in the West, various physical interpretations have been assigned to these symbolic elements, but their symbolic qualities remain constant. Fire, nitrogen, electricity, and strong force. Water, hydrogen, liquids, and weak force. Air, oxygen, gases, electromagnetism. Earth, carbon, solids, gravity. Fire and air are thought to express masculine qualities. They are active, positive, and creative. Water and earth, seen as being feminine in nature, are passive, negative, and receptive, or yielding. Fire is known as the spiritual element and is associated with aspiration, energy, purification, and transformation. Water is the universal medium, the unfathomable depths of the human subconscious. Air is associated with breath, soul, and flights of the imagination. Earth expresses solidity and practicality, as well as the physical body. The ideal or perfected person is a combination of these forces. The four elements relate directly to the most basic practice of circle magic. This type of ritual is a good place to start incorporating the use of magical oil blends. Each of the quadrants or directions of the compass is assigned a scent and a visualization. Stellar Visions, a supplier of the purest magical oils, uses these combinations for the elements. Fire, direction south. Coriander, basil, cinnamon, and olibanum. Water, direction west. Jasmine, lemon, birch, and nard. Air, direction east. Galbanum, fennel, lavender, mastic. Earth, direction north. Vetiver, verbena, dill, and rose. Because of the interaction of scent and memory, if you use these scents in the banishing ritual and concentrate on the images, you will anchor your very best visualizations to these scents. The images and feelings will be encoded holistically in your memory for future automatic retrieval. Concentration can then give way to greater spontaneity. Another application of these scents to the four elements is a short series of meditations for balancing one's energies. When matter is conceived as consisting of four divisions, the psyche is also perceived that way. In Magick, this fourfold division is expressed as the four powers of the Sphinx. The Sphinx is a mythological creature whose androgynous nature combines both masculine and feminine elements. It represents the real self, which has the answers to the riddle of existence and the universe. In the four powers of the Sphinx meditation, the aspirant seeks an equilibrated development of the forces of nature. This balanced strength is expressed in the axiom to will, to dare, to know, to keep silent. These four powers correspond to the fixed signs of the zodiac to represent the elements. Use the oil of each element for a meditation period on its qualities. The following symbols, corresponded by Crowley, may be used as the basis for meditation. The four powers of the Sphinx. For the fire, the motto is to dare. The sign is Leo and the symbol the lion. And the attributes are strength and courage. For water, the motto is to keep silent. The sign is Scorpio, the symbol is man, and it means subtlety and spiritual wisdom. Air, to know. Aquarius, eagle, swift, soaring intelligence. Earth, the motto is to will. The sign is Taurus, the symbol is the bull, and the attributes is patience and solid energy. So you begin your guided visualization by closing your eyes and taking 3 deep breaths, slowly inhaling the essence of Earth. Picture the astrological symbol of Taurus in vibrant glowing color, perhaps on a shimmering curtain or floating in a mist. Next, step through the curtain or mist to a scene that depicts all the salient features of the earth element as you know it. Explore this region fully for colors, plants, animals, whatever you can find that has meaning for you, traveling, in imagination, to the center of this region. Encounter the bull as the central symbol of this domain. Look at it, feel empathy with it, then merge with its consciousness. Contemplate the qualities of groundedness, patience, and solid energy. When finished, let that scene dissolve and imagine returning to your point of origin and step back through the veil to normal awareness. Record your experience in a journal. Journey in the same manner to the realms of fire, air, and water. Although it could be done in one sitting, it is probably best to do the meditation over 5 nights, one for each element and the final one for their synthesis. This way, each scent will be experienced in isolation, providing an uncontaminated memory, and the effects of your meditations will have time to establish themselves in your personality. Combining the olfactory input of the perfumes with visualizations and other sense-based inputs is a surefire way of acquiring new resources. Finish your meditation on the elements by visualizing them unified in the image of the Sphinx. Step into the image and identify with it. What do you see, hear, feel, and experience as the Sphinx? Its wings correspond to air, female breasts to water, bull's body to earth, and lion's claws to fire. To paraphrase the French magician Levy, to dare we must know, to will we must dare. We must will to possess empire, and to reign we must be silent. So now we move forward to planetary perfumes. As Aleister Crowley pointed out, quote, "At one time or another, medieval writers on magic have attributed every possible incense to every possible planet. The contradictions in tradition, combined with the wide variety in individual perception, make any concise spiritual attribution elusive. The only answer, therefore, is to experiment for yourself to understand the virtues of the perfumes. They are important since, according to Crowley, quote, they constitute the most vital link between the material and astral planes. Gentle heating of the oil, either on the body or in a small ceramic dish with a candle under it, is all that is necessary to activate the volatile oils. They should never be burned. The famous French magician Eliphas Levi offered some corresponding perfumes for the days of the week, with appropriate ritual forms for their employment. These attributions are harmonious, if not identical with Crowley's. This seems reasonable and likely, since Crowley claims to have been this famous magician in one of his past lives. Of course he was. So he sets forth the planetary rites in Transcendental Magic as follows. Okay, so this is important. Just pull it back a little bit. And magical works are 7 in number. Number 1, works of light and riches under the auspices of the sun. Number 2, works of divination and mystery under the invocation of the moon. Number 3, works of skill, science, and eloquence under the protection of Mercury. Number 4, works of wrath and chastisement consecrated to Mars. Number 5, works of love favored by Venus. 6, works of ambition and intrigue under the influence of Jupiter. 7, works of malediction and death under the patronage of Saturn. In order of the days of the week, Levy's preparations for the rites follow. So with the sun, his instructions are, the magus who intends to undertake the works of light must operate on a Sunday from midnight to 8 in the morning, or from 3 in the afternoon to 10 in the evening. He should wear a purple vestment with tiara and vestments of gold. The altar of perfumes and the tripod of sacred fire must be encircled by wreaths of laurel, heliotrope, and sunflowers. The perfumes are cinnamon, strong incense, frankincense, saffron, and red sandal. The ring must be of gold with a chrysolith or ruby. The carpet must be of lion skins, the fans of sparrowhawk feathers. Okay, so now we got the moon. On Monday, the robe is white, embroidered with silver, and having a triple collar of pearls, crystals, and selenite. The tiara must be covered with yellow silk, emblazoned with silver characters forming the Hebrew monogram of Gabriel, as given in the occult philosophy of Agrippa. The perfumes are white sandal, camphor, amber, aloes, and pulverized seeds of cucumber. The wreaths are mugwort, moonwort, and yellow ranunculus. Tapestries, garments, and objects of a black color must be avoided, and no metal except silver should be worn on the person. Mars. On a Tuesday, a day for the operations of vengeance, the color of the vestment should be that of flame, rust, or blood, with belt and bracelets of steel. The tiara must be bound with gold. The wand must not be used, but only the magical dagger and sword. The wreath must be of absinthe and rue. The ring of steel with an amethyst for precious stone. Mercury. On Wednesday, a day favorable for transcendent science, the vestment should be green or shot with various colors. The necklace of pearls and hollow glass beads containing mercury. The perfumes benzoin, mace, and storax. The flowers narcissus, lily, herb mercury, fumitory, and marjoram. The jewel should be the agate. Jupiter on a Thursday, a day of great religious and political operations. The vestment should be scarlet, and on the forehead should be worn a brass tablet with the character of the spirit of Jupiter, and the 3 words, Giarar Bethor Sam Gabriel. The perfumes are incense, ambergris, balm, grain of paradise, macis, and saffron. The ring must be enriched with an emerald or sapphire. The wreaths and crowns should be oak, poplar, fig, and pomegranate leaves. Venus. On Friday, the day for amorous operations, the vestment should be of sky blue, the hangings of green and rose, the ornaments of polished copper, the crowns of violets, the wreaths of roses, myrtle, and olive. The ring should be enriched with a turquoise. Lapis lazuli and beryl will answer for tiara and clasps. The fans must be of swan's feathers, and the operator must wear upon his breast a copper talisman with the character of a Nile and the words Aviha Vedalilith. And we got Saturn. Saturn on Saturday, a day of funereal operations. The vestment must be black or brown, with characters embroidered in orange or black silk. Round the neck must be worn a lamina of lead with the character of Saturn and the words Almalek, Aphiel, Zarahiel. The perfumes should be diagridrium, scammony, alum, sulfur, and asphatida. The ring should be adorned with an onyx. The garland should be of ash, cypress, and hellebore. On the onyx of the ring, during the hours of Saturn, the double head of Janus should be engraved with the consecrated awl. Well, that's quite a list, ladies and gentlemen, and whatever pronoun you wish to associate yourself with. Continuing, David Conway in Magick and Occult Primer gives a very similar list with different correspondences in tabular form. His table includes the physical details which you will bring into your ritual so as to link your subconscious with the astral world. Since these attributions differ from Levy's, the best recommendation is that you experiment with them yourself and evaluate your results. The principal use of the perfumes is psychological. The whole apparatus of the correspondences, weapons, colors, symbols, and scents, help to intoxicate the senses. The choice of substances and symbolism, in fact, determines the nature of the ceremony. The perfume brings with it the atmosphere of the appropriate planetary influence into its operation. There is an old alchemical notion that when a substance is burned, its vapors represent its quote-unquote spirit. So let's go to the zodiac sense. Yet another series of attributions for scents and signs of the zodiac is provided by the modern witch Sybil Leek in Sybil Leek's Astrological Guide to Successful Everyday Living. Her attributions are as follows. Aries. Your nose is highly alerted to smell. Such things as cedarwood, chess, and odoriferous woods such as pine and cypress appeal to you. Flower perfume, attar of roses. Taurus, musk, rose, carnation, honeysuckle, violet, saffron, and satinwood. Gemini, fresh sparkling colognes from a fresh flower base, in preference to heady perfume essences, bayberry, mastic resin, sandalwood. Cancer. You enjoy all fragrant leaves, all odorous vegetables, and most forms of tree and plant life, such as aloe, bay leaves, camphor, cedar, myrtle, cinnamon, sandalwood, and poppy. Leo. It's red sandalwood, frankincense, camphor, cassia, clove. Virgo. Virgo. All woodland and fruit perfumes rather than sweet flowery ones. Bayberry, cinnamon, citral peel, red and yellow sander, mace, mastic resin. Libra. Jasmine, musk, rose, violet, all mild perfumes, preferably from a flower base, satinwood and sandalwood. Scorpio. All fragrances from odoriferous woods, pine, yucca, rosemary, cypress, briar roses, and dogwood. Sagittarius. All odoriferous fruits, nutmeg, saffron, and clove. Capricorn. Fragrance from all odoriferous roots, frankincense, couscous. Aquarius. All odoriferous roots, frankincense, pine, and pepperwort. Clove, nutmeg. Fragrance from all odoriferous roots or exotic tropical flowers such as those found in Hawaii. So let's go to the planetary perfumes, another list. I'm going to give you a zodiacal blend, planetary blend, and elemental blend. So again, get out the piece of paper and write these down. Zodiacal blends. For Aries, you have coriander, pine, basil, cinnamon, tarragon, and cardamom. For Taurus, you have geranium, dill, jasmine, myrtle, patchouli, and vanilla. For Gemini, you have anise, lavender, mace, basil, mastic, and bay. For Cancer, you have jasmine, aloe, lemon, lavender, orris, and nard. For Leo, you have cinnamon, myrrh, nutmeg, ambergris, olibanum, and allspice. For Virgo, you have mastic, olibanum, lavender, spearmint, fennel, bergamot. For Libra, you have rose, birch, galbanum, cypress, spearmint, cedar. Scorpio is musk, pine, allspice, galangal, ginger, and violet. Sagittarius is hyssop, dill, clove, aloe, cedar, and pine. For Capricorn, cedar, vetiver, wormwood, myrrh, bay, and cypress. Aquarius, myrrh, spearmint, pine, bergamot, cypress, and eucalyptus. And finally, Pisces with violet, patchouli, nutmeg, cedar, anise, and pine. So your planetary blends. For Saturn, you have civet, myrrh, patchouli, cypress, and vetiver. For Jupiter, you have cedar, nutmeg, anise, hyssop, and clove. For Mars, you have pine, basil, allspice, musk, and coriander. For Venus, you have rose, violet, vanilla, civet, and ylang-ylang. For Mercury, mastic, fennel, dill, lavender, calamus. For the Moon, you have orris, camphor, jasmine, lemon, and birch. For the Sun, you have cinnamon, galangal, ambergris, bay, and olibanum. Now, let's talk elemental blends real quick. Or maybe not, because that's confusing. So we go sense and assuming the God form. A more complex method of utilizing planetary sense is with the ritual known as the assumption of God forms. To perform this rite, the aspirant first creates the sacred circle as a working area. The modern magician then proceeds to create a vivid picture of a deity's characteristic appearance, attributes, symbols, and myths. This image is built in the mind, detail by detail, and is concentrated on while the god is invoked. Once again, the perfumes form an integral part of this image-building process. Once the picture is crystal clear in the mind's eye, the magician identifies with what he or she has pictured. These god forms represent great universal forces or currents, or aspects of cosmic life, but they also exist in the human mind. The great 20th century psychologist Carl Jung spoke of them as archetypes and reiterated their importance in the process of human development and maturation. Jung said that forms or images of a collective nature occur practically all over the earth and are expressed in myths and folklore. These archetypes well up from our subconscious as fundamental patterns of symbol formation. The importance is not found in the actual symbol, but in the possibility of connection to the deeper mind that it makes possible. Connecting with these powerful symbols helps us feel more whole and connected to the sacred source of life. Invoking these god forms through ritual is done through mimesis, or imitation of the qualities of life events of these mythical figures. The ritual is the external form of an internal union or state of grace. It helps us break the barriers of the ego to experience something greater than ourselves. Once again, scents can be used to anchor these positive connecting experiences. So, that again was Chapter 7 of a book called The Magical and Ritual Use of Perfumes by Richard Allen Miller and Iona Miller. And you should pick this book up. It's absolutely fantastic. Tons of information. If you're into incense sticks, or if you want to really study this back alley approach to the Kabbalah, this is the book for you. So that much said, thanks for coming to the Dr. Zeero Free Magic Secret Show. Hit the subscribe button. Let people know I exist. I'm just a little nobody. I'm a zero. Maybe I can be more than zero. I can be a big zero. I want to be the biggest zero I can be. But I need people to listen and let people know I exist. So anyway, until next time, here's a wonderful outro just for you guys. All right, have a good night.